Okay,
From more
sehr cool.
international.
Sehr cool. Hello and welcome. We will be hosting this presentation in English just so that everybody will be able to understand me, including my colleagues. So hi and a very warm welcome from FAU Erlangen-Nürnberg. We have a pretty long name. That is because, yeah, we have been around for a couple of years. We have been around since 1743. And as you can see on the slide, this is the backside of our main building. Unfortunately, we will be moving the central university administration, so because this building will actually have to be like renovated. So it won't be as pretty, it will be a little bit more modern. As you can see, our motto is moving knowledge. So we're always trying to innovate, to go forward, to, test what's out there, what's possible, and really prepare you for later life. Are you able to hear me well? I think so, right? Because I haven't heard of any complaints yet. So just if anything's up, let me know, please. All right, so on this next slide, you can see where we are located because we are kind of in the north of southern Germany, so pretty much in the middle of Germany and of Europe. So Erlangen is pretty small, I have to admit, only about 100,000 inhabitants, but we do have bigger cities close by, and I will tell you in a second which they are. First of all, I would like to tell you why we're called FAU Erlangen-Nürnberg. It's because we are kind of a fusion of several institutes, universities that have become one big university. And you can see that our main campus is in Erlangen. This is where we offer all 5 faculties, or at least some subject of every faculty. And you can see we have a faculty of medicine there in Erlangen with a pretty famous university hospital as well. And because I know there will be a lot of people asking regarding studying medicine in Germany, you would first need to complete the Studienkolleg if you wanted to go here. So it's a little bit tricky. But the other faculties, and it's the same with the School of Law, it's a little bit similar. But the other study programs are open to you. So the ones of the Faculty of Humanities, the Faculty of Sciences, and the Faculty of Engineering, you should be able to apply for those a little bit easier. And in Nuremberg, we also have the Center for Teacher Education. It's kind of like a sub-branch of the Faculty of Humanities that focuses on shaping the teachers of tomorrow. And also we have a large business and economics campus, which is also located in Nuremberg. To give you a short overview, like I said before, Erlangen has about 120,000, there you go, inhabitants. It hosts all 5 faculties, and it's basically a town run by students. There's a lot of them there. It's therefore a very safe town because it's really just mostly students from all parts of the world. It's a very young, very vibrant city. And next to it, you have Nuremberg, which is about a 15 to 30-minute train ride away, depending on which train you take. And it has over 500,000 inhabitants, but only 2 faculties that are located there, as you've seen on 2 slides before. And it is a much more kind of diverse city because it's just been around for ages, and there's people from age groups from all backgrounds and not so many students, mostly just people, living the day to day, etc. The same for a lot of historic sites. Castle, or Albrecht Dürer, who is a painter. I think he painted probably the first selfie ever. Yeah, we're famous for a lot of things that you maybe wouldn't think of immediately. And to give you some facts and figures of a university, you can see that we have close to 40,000 students, and around a quarter of them are international students. And we have also over 270 degree programs, and we're trying to make more and more of them be at least partially English or preferably fully English as well, especially at the Faculty of Sciences or the Faculty of Engineering. And I think next up we're going to go to a representative from the Faculty of Sciences. It is Patrick Störer. And yeah, I hope you enjoy his part of the presentation. And Patrick, you can also just click the slides yourself, I think.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I was a little bit late. I had some problems with my VPN. But now we are here. I'm representing the Faculty of Sciences. I'm working at the Dean's office. And like one of my fields I'm taking care of is internationalization. And we are a kind of a typical faculty of sciences. So we offer all the hard sciences, you know, from school, biology, chemistry, physics, mathematics, geosciences. Yeah, basically those subjects. We have 5 departments, geosciences, chemistry, biology, mathematics, and physics. And 6th department is data science, which is just a new department that was recently founded here. And accordingly, we also offer all these typical science bachelor programs, but all of them are in German. Therefore, I would focus a little bit more on the master classes, basically because I think they are more accessible for students from abroad. You can see an overview of the masters we offer in. Polina, could you mute yourself because you're
Oh,
typing
sorry.
quick and loud?
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, the master classes. What you need to get into them is, of course, a very good theoretical knowledge of the subject from your bachelor, as well as, especially in the lab sciences, practical lab skills. So if you've never had any practical lab experience, probably our master programs in chemistry, physics, and biology are not for you. That is just to begin with, but typically our experience with Ukrainian students and generally students from Eastern Europe is that they're definitely up to everything we need as a prerequisite for our master. So you should not face any problems in this. This should not challenge you. So feel free to apply to our programs. And you need, of course, some English skills. And for our programs, it's B2, level B2. Okay, I'm just want to go quickly through the programs to give you an overview what we offer and what it is about. We have 2, let's say, chemistry-based programs. One is like typical chemistry, where you choose 2 of the core disciplines of chemistry as your majors, and then supplemented with additional electives, with additional specializations. Then we also have a program that is called molecular science, which where you have 2 different specializations. One is like molecular life science, which focuses on drug discovery and molecular modeling. So it's more, in the pharmacy direction, you could say. So like the chemical part of pharmacy. And then you have molecular nanosciences, which is more into the material engineering, material science direction, with nanomaterials and looking for applications mainly in the field of engineering, solar cells, batteries, etc. Then we have an interdisciplinary program in integrated life science, which very well caters to a new sector of biology, you could say. Systems biology, synthetic biology. It's very good for people with an interest in biophysics, with a background in biophysics. So it's a bit about, let's say, also a quantitative perspective on biology with like a load of biomathematics, which is also part of the core curriculum. And research in ILS at FAU covers like really the field from the single molecule to like complex biological systems. Wrong button, sorry. Then I already mentioned that we have a new program in data science at the intersection of computer science, mathematics, statistics. Yeah.
Patrick, is it just me or are you much quieter now?
I did not change anything.
Okay, then maybe it's just me. Sorry.
Okay.
Why?
So there's also specialization in AI and machine learning, but I have to mention it is a math-heavy subject. So if you come with a computer science background, you can apply and you will probably also be admitted. But I would nevertheless recommend to sharpen up on your math skills a little bit. because pure mathematics is an important part of this program. The same, of course, also true for computational applied mathematics. Erlangen is a very renowned place in the field of optimization, in the field of modeling. So yeah, these are if you're interested in these fields, then computational and applied mathematics might be a very interesting program for you. In physics, we have a lot of specialization. We have a really large physics department. Erlangen is currently a hub in Bavaria with a lot of money from our state government in the field of quantum technologies. So this is a topic where we are really like cutting edge. And for example, one of our professors is currently working with Google to find applications for their for one of their new quantum computers. We do have a Max Planck Institute in the physics of light, which is basically optics, quantum optics. A Max Planck Institute can be maybe compared to an Academy of Science in other countries. So it's a very renowned research institute. We also have a Max Planck Center for the physics and for physics and life sciences. So again, biophysics, biomathematics, general and like physical applications in medicine. And we also have a Erlangen Center for Astroparticle Physics. So also if you're interested in astrophysics, we're quite a good address. And I'd like to mention that the physics department, it really, really offers good study conditions with with professors. With professors that are really kind of engaged with students. Okay, then the last three, keeping it somewhat quick as it's a short program, is Paleobiology, Earth Systems Research Lab, which is a very research-oriented program, very specialized. They are trying to, let's say, to keep it short, they're trying to predict future developments of climate, of the Earth, of our ecosystems by looking deep into our Earth's past with a plethora of methods from different sciences. So you could generate, if you have an interest in geoscience, you could even try to apply with maybe a background in data science or similar. We have a physical geography master in climate and environmental sciences with different specializations, again, environmental analysis, dendroecology, soil science. Then we have climate research and we have geoinformatics, and all of them are working a lot with geoinformation systems. And we have, last but not least, a master in integrated immunology that was awarded elite status by our Ministry of Education. It's a cooperation with the medical faculty, the Faculty of Medicine. And it covers the whole field of immunology from the clinical part to the lab part. And if you're interested in that field, I think this is really a very good program. It has some good financing and with mandatory internships abroad, and all those students, they are going to places like Harvard, Stanford, Oxford, Cambridge. So this is really a really good program. And I think that's almost all regarding the Faculty of Sciences, but I would like to mention some extracurriculars in addition. Where are they? Here. I think Paulina already mentioned innovation as our university motto, as our university slogan, and FAU is really trying to live up to it also for its students. So we are offering quite a few extracurriculars where you can learn how to turn an idea into a product, into a company, how to be a founder, how to be an entrepreneur. And there are different courses. I think the best or the most interesting one is the Digital Tech Fellows program, where you really have a 12-week program where you're working with experts from industry, where you're teaming up with your fellow students to develop an idea and maybe turn it into a product. And of course, we also participate in a lot of student competitions, and there are different other forms where you can learn about how to turn your research or science into business, basically. And that's it from my side, and I'll pass the word to Christine from our Faculty of Engineering.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. I hope everybody can hear me. Hello from my side as well. I'm Christine Mohr from the Faculty of Engineering. As you can see here, we offer a lot of interesting bachelor's and master's programs. A lot of the programs, especially the bachelor's programs, are taught in German. Here you have an overview about these programs, for example, chemical, electrical, or mechanical engineering. The requirements for those German programs are acknowledged high school diploma and German language knowledge of level DSH2. If you do not have the DSH2 level, you will need at least level A2 because we offer 1 or 2 semesters of German studies leading to the DSH test before your studies. In case of master's programs, you will additionally need a good pre-knowledge from your bachelor's in the respective topic. I would like to draw your attention on our various programs taught in English, which you can see here. Most of them are only available in English at the master's level, but there are 3 at the bachelor's level as well. You will not need German language knowledge for application, but you will need English proficiency of at least level B2. You can choose programs in the area of chemical and biological engineering, biotechnology or optics, computer science and medical engineering, artificial intelligence, and so on. Let me introduce some of our English taught programs to you. The first one is Clean Energy Processes, an interdisciplinary program combining technical and socio-economic aspects with research in hydrogen and chemical production. Germany is leading in the process of energy transition and has committed itself to use only clean energy for energy generation. Innovations in the field of photovoltaics, wind energy, and hydrogen stem from German researchers. With clean energy processes, you will receive a very profound engineering education, precisely built for the challenges of our time regarding the climate crisis. You will have a lot of different job prospects, for example, in energy production, consulting, and policy, or sustainable chemistry and bioindustry. The bachelor's application for international students for winter term 2026 and 27 is possible until July the 15th in 2026. And the master's application for international students for summer term 26 is possible until November the 30th, for winter term 26-27 until May 31st. The next program, just one moment, there is a, so. We offer medical engineering. This is an interdisciplinary program and combines electrical, mechanical, and material science and computer science for medical applications. For example, prosthesis, robotics for treatment, and care or wearables for health and sports. You can choose out of several areas of specialization like medical image and data processing or medical robotics. Medical engineering is one of FAU's main research areas, and in collaboration with our university hospital, you can dive into hands-on projects and get plenty of opportunities for fascinating PhD projects. As FAU is located in the Medical Valley of Germany, you are offered great job opportunities in the area of medical engineering. The bachelor's program is in German, the master's in English. So the next program, the program Autonomy Technologies offers a unique combination of electrical engineering and computer science. During the program, you may specialize in 1 or 2 areas from the following 4 possibilities: human system interfaces, networking and collaboration, planning and control, sensing and perception. As you all know, the field of autonomy technologies are rapidly growing, and the market needs engineers prepared to face the general challenges. Job opportunities await our graduates in the fields of automotive, automation and robotics, communication services, automation, industrial services, and many more. The next one is artificial intelligence, last but not least. It combines a broad fundamental-oriented basic knowledge with a professional qualification and provides you with initial knowledge of scientific methodology and practice. The basic knowledge and methods acquired in the first semesters are applied in the further course of the degree program and are deepened in the areas of data analysis, signal processing, biomedical sciences, and imaging processing. As a student, you supplement and deepen your specialist knowledge in active modules. At the end of your studies, you will know and understand the fundamentals of engineering sciences, in particular mathematics and computer science, with an international specialization in artificial intelligence.
Thank you very much, Christina.
Yeah.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Then I will move on and present 2 slides from the business campus that I announced earlier today in Nürnberg. And as you can see on this slide, the campus is relatively big. They offer pretty a large number of study programs. I think the ones that will be most interesting to you will be the 2 bachelor's programs that are taught fully in English, which is International Business Studies and International Economic Studies. Those study programs really make sure that you look at economy on an international scale, that you also study it at least one university abroad. So yeah, this is a really great place to start, especially if you are an international student. Those are probably some of the most kind of international student bodies that you will find at FAU as well. And if you're looking to studying in a master's level, then those are the 3 master's courses that are offered fully in English. And as you can see, once again, you have the Master International Business Studies, but, which is kind of, a more detailed view into what you learn in the bachelor. And next up, you also have the Master in International Information Systems. So this is obviously with a focus on IT, on what kind of role it plays in today's business environment and how you manage all of those databases, et cetera, et cetera. In the Master of Economics, you focus on the economical studies, as said before, and you can also specialize in different areas such as macroeconomics and finance, public economics, health economics, and different other areas. So if you're looking to study at FAU in a kind of business, economy, society related environment, then we do have great programs for you there. There's also a lot of programs that focus more on kind of social aspects of business. So if you have any German skills, then you're welcome to apply for those as well. And moving on, I would like to present some partners here that we have in the area that work together with FAU in terms of, internships, in terms of thesis papers. So if you would like to come here, then especially in the engineering sector, but also in just any other sector, like Christina said before, in the health sector, in the science sector, business, obviously always great. Then you can come and work together with big companies like Siemens or Adidas and Puma, which were founded here in the area. And also, like you can see, obviously BMW, Bosch, etc., etc. There's a lot of options for you to choose from. If you're unsure whether you should be coming to FAU or not, then I definitely say let's go for it, because we were ranked as the #1 most innovative university by Reuters a couple years ago. And you can also see this success kind of being mirrored in different other rankings from 2024 and 2025. So if you're interested in university rankings, you're welcome to Google them, see where FAU is standing in regards to other universities as well. And the last 2 slides that I will present is just to give you a kind of more of a social focus, because I also think I forgot to introduce myself in the beginning. I work at the international office of the FAU, so I kind of take care of all the students coming and going to FAU from abroad. And what I can say is what I've said before, that we have 7,500 international students roughly, which is like almost a quarter of the student body at FAU. So you'll definitely be able to find friends from similar backgrounds with a similar language. And you can also find your way at FAU through our welcome weeks, for example, because we host orientation weeks every semester to make everybody, feel welcome and understand what's going on, because we know that the FAU infrastructure with how big the university is can get confusing quickly. And so that's why we also have a buddy system in place as well, where you will be allocated either a German or another international student who's been here for a couple of years already as a buddy, and they will be able to guide you through some formalities at FAU, through how to go about course selection, what to do if you fail an exam, and things like those. And so if you're interested in coming to FAU, then definitely think about it, because for now we still have no tuition fees. And during your studies, you can take care of all the great social services, such as free language courses, for example. If you would like to apply, then the deadlines for bachelor programs are on the 15th of July and the 15th of January, depending on which semester you would like to come here for. And for the master's programs, they sometimes follow the same deadlines. Sometimes they make up personal deadlines. So please just check on the websites that I have linked, or just go to the website that I've listed like as the third option. And because that is a list of all study programs, that is a website that I personally love to use a lot, because you can really filter programs by whether they start in the winter term or in the summer term, if they're taught in German or in English or in a mixture of both languages. So this is a really great source to filter down, because like I said, we have over 270 study programs. It's a lot to take in. So if you're unsure, simply use the filtering options on the website that I have presented last. And so thank you very much for paying attention to this presentation. And if you have any questions, you're very welcome to drop them in the Q&A section. And just so you're aware, we have also invited Ms. Elisabeth Grosso here, who is working at the study advice service. So they are the ones who are helping students really figure out what to study, and which certificates they will need, what they need to look out for. So she will be probably answering most of your questions, because she's wise and knowledgeable. And for now, I don't see any Q&A option. Is it supposed to be like that? Yeah, because the Q&A section is on. So if you have any questions, let us know, please. If the Q&A section isn't working, you can also ask things in the chat, I guess, or let us know that it's not working. Okay, you're asking what language level is required for the consultation. You mean like what I just said in terms of like what you should study? That's something that you should just figure out a little bit, at least the direction which you're going, based on our websites, based on your study options. And then as long as you can speak English, then Ms. Grosso can also help you out and let you know if you can apply for a study program, or if you need, I don't know, to get a specific language certificate first or something. Can students mix German and English taught modules within a single degree program is the next question. Should I answer it? Because the short answer is yes, I guess. But yeah, go ahead, Elisabeth.
Yes, if the program contains German and English taught modules, you can choose.
Perfect. And if it doesn't, I think you still have plenty of room for electives, for example. Okay, the next question is, do you accept documents in electronic form at the application stage, or is it mandatory to send apostilled hard copies by post?
For a bachelor application, you must still send your documents by post, and the documents must be in certified copies, but for master application, the application is fully online. You must only upload your documents on our application platform.
Thank you. The next question in English is, when is Studienkolleg/Feststellungsprüfung required?
For all applicants who have finished secondary school education in Ukraine, they need to attend Studienkolleg first. It is not possible to directly apply for a degree program at German universities.
Thank you. The next one I will try to translate. Hold on, I'm sorry. I've been 6 years old last time I spoke Ukrainian. So the question is, if I understand correctly, is hello, and how can we attend basically in Germany if we have only finished 11 grades in Ukraine? Is there any way to directly study? And the second question is, okay, I think I understand it. I think I've translated it all, but I will just put it in the translator as well. But you can go ahead, Elisabeth.
If you have finished high school or secondary school education in Ukraine, you must apply for Studienkolleg, and then you can attend a 1-year preparatory course at Studienkolleg. And after this, you make the so-called Feststellungsprüfung, and then you can apply for degree programs at German universities.
Thank you. I think that is all, because I just translated the question. The second question that was confusing to me is was because my son is currently in Germany but is finishing Ukrainian school. Yeah, so the question was perfectly answered. Thank you, Elisabeth. Does FAU have advisory centers for students who need help with migration issues or visa procedures? And yes, we do. That would be my colleagues at the international office. You can email them. I will put it in the chat because I don't know. Hold on, maybe I can reply directly to the Q&A question. Sorry, it's just jumping always, so it's a little bit tricky. It's basically welcome minus students at fau.de. I will just put it in the chat. The one thing that we will definitely need from you before we can help you is that you have at least applied to FAU, so we have some data on you and we know like where you're going, what you're trying to do. But then we can help you figure out which visa to apply for and so on. There's another question. Are there preparatory language courses at FAU before the start of the program? The Propadeutikum. I have no idea what that is. Do you know, Elisabeth?
We offer preparatory German language courses, but not for beginners. You need at least A2 level for apply to a preparatory German language course, or if you applied with B2 level and you have to sit the DSH exam at our university, we also offer a preparatory, very short, intensive course before the DSH exam takes part.
Thank you. The next question is, how does FAU assist students in finding paid internships in high-tech companies such as BMW, Siemens, or Bosch? I can comment it, or Christine can, since you're from the Faculty of Engineering, you have a great internship office, I believe. But I can also answer it, whatever you prefer.
Normally, you have to find your internships yourself. Of course, you can ask our professors if they have contacts to industry, but the normal way is to find the internship yourself. There are some options on our website, but not for all internships.
Thank you. The next question, it's always blinking in a very weird way. Thank you. Yeah, so the next question is, what is the amount of the semester contribution at FAU and what does it include? It's either 67 or 74 euros at the moment, but it's very low in either case. And what it includes is basically access to student services. If you Google Studentenwerk Erlangen or Studentenwerk-Nürnberg, it's basically like student works or student services. They are an independent like a non-profit organization independent from FAU, but they work with FAU. And what it includes is, for example, that meals in the cafeteria are cheaper for students, and that they provide some, like a small amount of housing for students as well that you can apply for. And also things such as that the, what do you call it, public transport ticket, instead of being, I think, 60 euros a month, which it is for the regular, like average German citizens, it's 38 euros per month for FAU students. And so all of those things is what comes with your FAU application. Okay, sorry, it's just a very small window. Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay, the question is, can I apply for another program in Germany if I already obtained a master's degree in Ukraine? I already have a master's degree in education and I would like to study social science.
Yes, it's possible. You can apply.
Perfect. How much money is needed on average per month to live in Germany? I would say it depends very much on the city. For example, in Munich, it's hard to find rent under, like, I don't know, 1,000 euro or 2,000 euro. I don't even know. I haven't looked at the prices. I just know it's terrible. In Erlangen, it's a little bit easier. In Nürnberg, in my opinion, it's even more easier, but still plan, like, if you want to live alone in a single, like, person apartment, it is 500 to 600 euro just for the apartment. Then you have other costs on top, such as energy bills, water bills, and so on and so forth. So I would say at least 1,000 just to be, like, safe and secure and eat, like, the cheapest foods you can possibly find. And because you also will be needing to pay about 120 euros for health insurance while you're enrolled as a student, and that's the cheapest option. So definitely plan with, like, at least 1,000 euro, I would say, personally. The next question is, where do students live? That's a very good question, because in Germany, universities are not under obligation to provide dormitories, for example. So everybody needs to find accommodation for themselves. So in student cities such as Erlangen, I will be honest with you, it is a little bit tricky to find affordable accommodation. So you would have to either apply for the dormitories and become very lucky, or you apply to live in a shared apartment kind of situation, or you rent an apartment by yourself. So everything is possible, but it is very reliant on you personally. So during my studies, I chose, fair enough, I didn't study in Erlangen, but still I chose an apartment that was very cheap because it was kind of on the city outskirts. And so that's how I could afford to basically live by myself in a single apartment. So there's different options, but you do have to invest time and money by yourself. The next question, sorry, it's always jumping. I don't understand why. Why is it jumping? I just wanted to display a question. There we go. I found it. I just can't. Now I can show it. Perfect. In your opinion, will a student have time for a part-time job? And if yes, from which year of study is it realistic? I think this is very, very, very individual, because there are students who are working, I don't know, at the faculty of studying at the Faculty of Engineering, and they're studying in a demanding field, but they still find time to have a part-time job because, for example, they only execute that part-time job during their semester break, for example. I would say if you're a medicine student, it's rather unlikely that you will have a part-time job. If you're studying something like, I studied English language, so I just worked 20 to 30 hours, which was slightly illegal, but we don't talk about that, just during all of my studies, and it was perfectly fine. So it just depends on what you're studying and what kind of person you are, and how easy or how difficult the study program that you chose is for you. So it just highly depends on, like, your studies and on your prospects. Obviously, if you want to be a perfect student, which I didn't want to be, you're going to invest a lot more time in your studies. I was just there because I love the study program. I enjoyed my time at university, but I didn't need that, like, 4.10 GPA or like 1.0 as it would be in Germany. Which regional partners in Franconia most actively recruit FAU students? So just so everybody is aware, Franconia is so in Germany we have 16 federal states, and there's Bavaria, and Franconia is a region within Bavaria, and that's where FAU is located. So both Erlangen and Nürnberg are in Franconia. It's like oblast, kind of. Yeah, so in Franconia, I think basically the ones that I showed on the slides, because, for example, if you remember from the presentation, there was a slide with DATEV. So DATEV is basically around the corner from me. They recruit a lot of students. Obviously, Siemens employs like half the people that live here. So I don't know if anybody else wants to comment on it. Please feel free. Okay, and then I will continue. Oh, I think there is a relatively easy question for Elisabeth. If a student realizes that their chosen program is not a good fit, how difficult is it to switch to another major at FAU without wasting time? Other stories of students who successfully switched fields.
You can apply for another program, but sometimes the problem is that in the bachelor level, most programs are only offered in winter semester, so you can only change in the next winter semester, and that maybe that you have waste one semester, but you can apply for other programs.
Thank you. Okay, hold on. I had good questions. There we go. One perfect question for Christina, maybe, or even for Patrick. Which FAU programs are best suited for students who want to work in the field of sustainability and environmental technologies?
Yeah, so one of a very good program is the clean energy processes, which includes all the processes for hydrogen and photovoltaics and these things. Environmental technologies as well, maybe also the computer science program, because a lot of people are modeling also environmental and these things. And I think Patrick as well has some programs to offer.
Yeah, I'm a bit more skeptical when it comes to if we can really match the demand here in that question. Of course, we have a physical geography and climate and environmental science where you really do work on climate research, but this is more like basic research, less applied, like developing technologies that are going to change anything. Of course, chemistry and physics provides you with all the background to work in these fields for when it comes to sustainability and environmental technology. So a little bit depending on your background and your actual like detailed interest, there are definitely all the sciences provide you with the necessary skills to tackle these challenges that we face as humanity. But then, yeah, of course, it depends a bit on how you specialize and what your interest is in.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to move on to a lighter question. Do I understand correctly that even if I study in English, I will still need to learn German to make it easier to find a job? That's a question that is super popular, and every single orientation week, people are asking us, should I learn German? If you want to live in Germany, then yes, you should learn German. Just because even if you can survive pretty well at the university campus or even in Erlangen, because everybody's like, the demographic is very relatively highly educated because of the university being so close by and people staying in the area. But if you want to find a job, then yes, please do study at least some German. And even not just for the job, but just for your life in general. Say you're trying to rent an apartment or you're trying to enter into a contract, you want to go to the gym or something. People there might not know English. So just for your daily life, it will be super, super helpful. And the same at the job. Maybe you get the job, it's fully in English. All you have to do is, I don't know, write emails in English. This is fine. but then you want to take a break with your colleagues, make some friends, and they don't speak English. And what do? So just for life in general, to have a social and active and a good life and be able to get help from many different places, at least knowing some words like Entschuldigung, or I don't know, wie geht es Ihnen, or something like that, will be very helpful just from the social perspective. The next question is whether students are allowed to work during their studies, and whether languages significantly affect student job opportunities. Once again, it just depends on where you would like to work, but that's regarding the second question. So the language opportunities I've already discussed. Sure, you can go into IT and just spend your day, I don't know, your whole workday, 8.5 hours, just, working away typing. But if you have anything social going on, you have any contact with other people, then do learn at least some German. And in terms of how many hours you can work, usually people coming here with a student visa or a student residence permit can work here for up to, so this is a rule that's for all students living and studying in Germany. They can work for up to 20 hours a week, or like 19.99999 hours per week while the semester is active, so during the lecture period. During the semester break, it's a little bit more lax. But international students can only work for up to 140, I believe, full days and 280 half days. So if you only work 2 or 3 hours a week, you can do this for 280 days per year. If you work full days, then only 140 days of those. And those two rules, the 20-hour rule and the 140-day rule, they work at the same time. We do have a great website on that. I will link it below as well. Another question maybe that isn't super specific. Sorry. Okay, so there's a lot of questions regarding what the competition is and if there's any specific certificates that can improve your chances for certain programs. I will just put those in the back, maybe. Let's see if we can find a more general question. Yeah, let's maybe take this one, but this once again is highly individual and depends on the study program that you're using. Yeah, but in regards to, can students modify their curriculum? For example, is it possible to replace courses within their major with more interesting or interdisciplinary options? I think this is maybe something for Elisabeth, but basically based on my personal experience, it depends on the study program. My sister was studying biology. The first 2 years, you just get a schedule and you can do anything with it. And with me, like I said, I was studying English, so I never received any schedule. They just said, come to university and choose your courses. And then I was just sitting there crying, trying to find courses. So it depends on what your study program is like. So once again, it's just a little bit depends on you, but you usually always have an elective section where you can at least, branch out a little bit. The next question is whether there are any entrance exams, and I believe mostly not. If anybody has any other information, please let me
There
know.
are 2 bachelor degree programs at the Faculty of Engineering, Autonomy Technology, and Artificial Intelligence. And for these programs, you need to successfully pass an electronic entrance exam.
Thank you. And there was another question that was very broad, which is when should one start looking for accommodation? And does the university help with finding accommodation? So regarding the first one, you should just start looking as soon as possible, honestly, because the more obstacles you have, say if you're applying from abroad or you don't know the language, the more time it adds onto it. So once you're here, I feel like as long as you go, text people often enough that you want to see an apartment and you go there and you're friendly and everything, things work out pretty well, in my opinion. But looking from abroad is a lot more tricky. So definitely start as soon as possible, as soon as you have your admission letter. And whether the university helps with finding accommodation, it's a mixed question because, like I said, we have very few dormitories that is very difficult to get into. At the international office where I work, we actually have an email address. It's accommodation@fau.de. However, they basically have some contacts from the private market where they can ask if, hey, I heard do you still have rooms available? And they could squeeze you in, but it's not help in terms of you're guaranteed to have an apartment. It's more of like they will help you see if, I don't know, they can assess whether maybe something is a scam or not, whether it's a realistic ad or not, or which websites you should look at, or if you could get in touch with this or that person in this city because they've heard that they have some offers. But it's not a one-on-one, you will receive an apartment type of thing. Okay, I'm still scrolling. If anybody wants to answer a specific question, let me know. I think there's one that is pretty long that's been in there for a while that I will just show. And then I think we can wrap it up because the other ones are very, very individual questions. So I'll just give you emails to where you can get your questions answered. So this probably last question is, my daughter is currently in her second year of a bachelor's program at a Ukrainian university, majoring in a field related to computer science. We are considering a transfer to FAU to continue her studies without interruption. What is the transfer procedure for international students, and is it possible to have already completed courses recognized?
The first step is
long question.
The first step is to apply. If you have successfully applied and get your admission letter, then you can apply for credit transfer.
Thank you. I will also link some addresses down below. So we have accommodation at fau.de if you want to get some general tips on housing, or if you're in like an emergency situation, they could maybe try and help you, but they will not be able to give you a one-on-one apartment, like I said before. There is also welcome students at fau.de. They can help you in international matters, such as if you're coming to FAU, you already have your admission letter, and they can help you with insurance, with visa, etc. And then there's also ZSB at fau.de, which is the study service, which Elisabeth also works for. So if you have any questions regarding, is the certificate all right? Hold on. So for example, if you want to see, hey, can I apply with those certificates? Can I apply in general? Do I need to go to the Studienkolleg first? Or should I study this or that based on my background? They can help you in this regard. And I think if anybody wants to answer a specific question that you still see unanswered, you're welcome to. But other than that, I think I would wrap it up maybe.
I'll take the data science question. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was the question now. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm seeing the overview now. Basically, it was a question how the assessment is done in data science, whether there is an interview or if it's document based. And currently it's document based, so the decision is made by paper.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Then I think if you have any questions, like I said before, you have the email addresses. You can also find us on Instagram at ONIFAU or ONIFAU International Affairs.
Now there is another question. I would suggest that we try to answer it, as I think it's a question that deserves an honest answer. It's, do many students get dismissed or drop out of the university after the first year of studies? What are the main reasons for this? I don't know if anyone wants to take that question. I don't know, Elisabeth, I don't know if it's in your field, otherwise I'll try to answer it.
It may have different reasons. There's no single reason for each of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say generally, if you start a bachelor here in Germany, it is not unusual for students to change their study program once. Especially like in the engineering and science subjects, the dropout rates are significant. And this is how our education system works. There is no huge threshold to get into a program. If you're interested in a program in the bachelor, there are very few programs that have strict restrictions, but they will challenge you in your first year of studying. Yeah, it does not make any sense for someone to get to his 4th, 5th, 6th semester, and then starting to realize, oh, this program is not for me. It's the other way around here. The beginning can be challenging. It's a bit different in the master, because in the master we actually expect you to already be familiar with your field, to be kind of not an expert, but you've had 3 or 4 years of experience studying your field. So, and in the master you can specialize on the topics you like the most. So in the master we do not expect these dropouts we expect in the bachelor in the beginning. That's how I would phrase it.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Okay, I think if there are no more questions, then I will thank everybody very, very much for joining, to my colleagues for presenting their slides and taking all of those awesome questions, and to the students to obviously coming here, to taking the time to ask us about FAU. We do hope that you will apply soon and have a great time here. And I thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
I will wait until the presenters return.
Так, дякую за презентацію. Так, на всі запитання відповіли. Ну все, дуже добре. Дякую. На все добре.
Дякую. Всього хорошого.
Бай.